We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie,
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
and he's Grogu. How you doing, buddy?
He
Good
is
to see you.
great.
And we're on the road with Mickey. This is episode 185 for September 11th, 2023, and our feature topic this week is our first listener questions episode.
Thank
So,
you to everybody who gave us something to actually talk about this episode. You guys really came home on this. I was scared we were going to have like a 5-minute episode and be done.
yeah,
Yeah, we got some really fun questions too.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But first, we have some cheddar from the big cheese. I'm going to start us off, and mine isn't so much cheddar as it is a quick 50,000 foot view of what we enjoyed about the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. We enjoyed it a lot. When we first got there, it was pouring rain.
Oh God.
It seems like every time we
Oh
go
my
there,
gosh, I
it's
know.
pouring rain. But
Hey, it helps.
yeah, it was the kind of rain where everybody gets wet. I was a jungle cruise skipper, so I was
Fun.
experiencing the front side and the back side of water quite a
Mommy
bit.
was the tightrope walker girl, so she had her umbrella.
Oh,
And
well, there
Uh-huh.
me,
you go.
I had the little Sith hood to cover my head and my face from getting wet. So we understood the assignment. We were
That's
good.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's awesome, y'all.
Yep.
But um we did eat at the plaza before the party started, and that was a good meal. I had the it's like an open face pot roast
Hmm.
Hmm.
um, with Texas toast and whatnot. It was really good.
I had
But
loaded fries and they were the most delicious things I've ever
yeah,
eaten.
and I got to tell you, when I first started and we first went through the line for your initial, because of the rain, they were pushing it back over by Tomorrowland Terrace. Um, and the first thing we got was a thing of M and M's.
A full-size bag of fudge brownie M&Ms.
Right, but it
Yum.
was but it was like we had went to a convenience store. It wasn't like a bag of goodies like they normally do.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, are they cheating us out of candy?" But
Uh-oh.
I'm going to
Nope.
tell you, we went through so many candy stations and they were using scoops to scoop candy into people's bags, and we
Yeah.
probably got 20 pounds of candy when
That's
all was said and done.
fabulous.
Yep.
So there was candy, candy, and more candy. And then the last thing we did before we left is we were watching the second Booty You parade, and it was really good. Cindy and I sat over by the plaza again at the tables outside, and we had a
Hmm.
really good view of it.
Hmm.
Cindy, Sophie and Jagan and Sheila and Randy were up in at the hub,
At the
um,
partner statue, yeah, we
Oh,
had a
nice.
perfect
and
view.
they had a great view for recording. I didn't need to
Yeah.
record it; I just wanted to enjoy it. So
I
we,
didn't record it either.
but it was really good, and we both had great spots. And um, everyone except Sheila and I, we did virtual queue for Tron, and they did Tron, and it was the first time that Jagan and Randy had ever ridden it, and they really liked it.
Jagan
Yay.
was so scared to start out, but it was so fun.
I can't wait to ride it.
And
It's
It
Daddy, you
coming.
know something?
what?
When we first rode Tron, we went through the lightning lane. There is an entire part of that queue with an interactive pre-show and everything that you missed.
Yeah, yeah, but
So I
that's okay.
think you should try it again.
Yeah, as long as as long as the virtual queue doesn't mean an extra hour waiting in line. like it did for Guardians that time. That's
Okay.
why I didn't want to do a virtual queue.
Well,
But
yeah.
they had a lot of fun with that. We did, normal rides. We did Pirates. We did Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
We just and we saw
Did you
the
do the Jungle Cruise?
no,
I'm
did
afraid
not
we
do the
But you
didn't.
Jungle
would have,
Cruise.
but you would have been the star of the
I
show.
know, I
I
know.
know.
And
Oh,
people were commenting about my skipper uniform all night long. The
cute.
cast members kept saying, how'd they release you from having to work? And I'm like, hey, I'm on break.
They called
Oh,
him a slacker.
They called me a slacker. But then the
I
funniest thing
love it.
was we were going through the candy station over by
Tortuga Tavern.
no, the one over by Columbia Harbor House.
Oh.
And the cast member said, "Hey, you got any jokes?" And I looked at her and I said, "No."
Hey, you came back
Because
to her though.
my
Say,
brain froze and I'm like, "No, I don't have." And she started laughing. She's like, "That was good."
That was the joke.
oh, well, you
That,
came back to her with a
But
good joke, and I
I
remember what it was.
I did remember. I did come back with a joke. I remember one, and I came back to her, and the joke, Brenda, is one of the dad jokes,
Hey, it's
and
perfect for Halloween though.
and and the joke is, my wife wants to know why I'm being cremated, and you go, why? And I say,
why?
because then I'll have a smoking hot body.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
It's one
Oh
of the
my,
only dad jokes he said that's made me laugh.
that's funny.
So
That's
anyway, so I told it to her. She said I qualified as a skipper.
yay.
But
Yay.
All right
anyway,
then.
but we had a lot of fun,
We
and it
did.
was just a great night, and we were there all night. We got home probably 1:30 in the morning or something.
And I
Um,
will say, I think that rain really helped. I think it helped because otherwise the night would have been so humid and
yeah.
warm and sticky.
Not only that, but the rain made they do dry ice and everything to make it look spooky, but the
Hmm.
rain really added to it, and it really looked like a real Halloween party
That's
because of
neat.
that rain.
Yeah.
So it was a good night. We had a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And I'm glad we did it. So
All right.
anyway,
Well, is it my turn now?
it's your turn.
Because I
Sorry.
got some huge news. Huge for
Yeah.
me, at least. September 13th, 2 days, people. Elemental is coming to Disney Plus. And for those of you who are like, Sophie, why on earth are you excited about that? Let me tell you something. On the international box office, Elemental has surpassed Across the Spider-Verse. It is not the flop you thought it was. It is an underrated masterpiece.
It's a good
I
movie.
can't believe it's already coming out on Disney Plus. It's still at the theater.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Okay. I haven't
that's
seen it
funny.
in our area at all. So,
That's funny. I think
but
it's hanging
yeah.
on too long, but still, it's still at the theater here.
Well,
Hey,
that's
it
good.
is surpassing all expectations, okay? I'm happy about
We
it.
saw
There
some
you go.
elemental characters
We did.
dressed up. Some people dressed up as elemental characters at the party. It was
Cute.
kind of cool.
It was cute.
Awesome.
All right, Brenda, you talk and I have show and tell while you talk.
All right. Well, speaking of mini witch waffle sundaes, oh, were we? Oh, well, we are
We
now.
are now.
They can be found at Disney Springs, the mini witch
Mm.
waffle sundae. It's $8.99. Mike is right now showing a picture. It's so cute. It looks
Ooh.
tasty. It's filled with chocolate soft serve, orange sauce, chocolate cream cookies, candy corn, and chocolate sticks. We did a
Oh.
fun thing last night. I ordered a grocery order yesterday and I got this bag of candy corn that has 6 different flavors of candy corn in it. And Butch and I sat in the living room last night and closed our eyes and did like the Bean Boozle thing where you kind of guess the flavor. And
Uh-huh.
we guessed the flavor of these candy corns. Man, I was in sugar shock before I went to sleep. I had problems all night long. I was,
Blech. More candy corn for you and Daddy, Aunt Brenda. I
I
cannot
love
stand
candy
it.
corn. I love
I
it.
love candy corn.
It is so sugary. God, it's horrible, but
Eat
still.
Yeah.
eat your fill, you guys. I do
Thank
not
you.
like candy corn.
Yeah.
I like it.
She doesn't. She
I
doesn't.
don't.
I think that mini witch waffle sundae looks cute though, and it looks tasty.
It does look
Yeah.
cute, but once you told me what it had in it, I was
You can
kind
pick
of
the candy
like,
corn
You
out.
can
"Eh."
pick the candy corn out,
Yeah.
honey. It's only, I think,
It's
those two
probably on the
pieces
top.
that were on the
Yeah.
picture. I think that's
Mm,
all it is.
Yeah.
And it was $8.99.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
I thought for a big snack like that, and that's something that you might share even. I
Well,
thought
and
that
it's
that
unique.
yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. So
I agree.
anyway, that's our cheddar from the big cheese and our not so scary recap. And it is now time to talk about your questions.
Yay.
It's time for our
yay!
first listener questions episode. So we posted and you asked, and here are your questions. I'll start and let's just go around and around and around. Does that sound okay? I'll
Yeah.
start with
Works
the
for me.
first one and then whoever takes the next one and whoever takes the next one, and we just keep going around. Sound
That
good?
sounds like a plan.
Works for
Okay.
me.
All right. So the first question Sheila asks, and I just took these in order of how they were left as comments in their Facebook group. So
Luxury?
Sheila wants to know, have you ever been through a hurricane or tornado while visiting? The answer, Sheila, is no
Well,
for me.
kind of.
We've been through a lot of rain, heavy, heavy, heavy rain. Not tornado, not hurricane for me, though.
I mean, kind of. It depends. Because
Oh
while we were
no, you would
driving
definitely know if you
down,
were in a tornado or a hurricane.
Well,
There's a definite. You would
well,
definitely know it.
while we were driving down, I mean.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
God, you got.
but when we were driving down, um, the thing that we we left and we had some rain, but it cleared out pretty quickly, and we saw the aftermath of the storm that had passed through for this past trip. So,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. So, in fact, I think a lot of people maybe went somewhere or didn't want to risk it or whatever because the roads, the trip down and back even was really, really good. So,
Yeah, Mommy was worried about it though. She was like, listen, if we get to Nashville and there are trees
Fayetteville,
on, oh,
Fayetteville.
Fayetteville, if we get to some sort of ville and there are trees on the road, we are turning around, okay? And we
Yeah.
both agreed, all right, deal.
But we didn't have to. So,
Yep, so we were okay.
so it was good. Um, but anyway, yeah. So no, I've never been to Disney through a hurricane or a tornado. All
I
right.
have been
All
through
right.
many hurricanes down here on the Texas Gulf Coast, so I'm very familiar with hurricanes, but
Yeah.
not at Disney. I have had several families that are my guests that have been at Disney during hurricanes. Matter of fact, my guests that are there right now were there last year during a hurricane.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when I had clients that were there last year that,
Yeah.
that are friends from church that were there during hurricane. Yeah.
Yep. But
Yeah.
no, I haven't. No, I usually try to avoid travel during hurricane season because my husband has to be here and my son has to be here because they're E1 personnel, which is like you have to stay. So I'm not going anywhere with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most I've ever dealt with from a hurricane was when it flooded my school.
That's a
I
big deal.
I wasn't there. Nobody was there. It happened overnight. Everyone
Oh,
was
that's good.
fine.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but the gym was flooded. It was waist deep, and there were dead
Oh,
fish.
God.
Okay. Changing the subject. Let's move on to the next question, shall we? Who's
Yeah.
taking the next question?
I'll
Sophie
take the
it.
next question. Cindy writes, will all rides at Magic Kingdom be open during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party? And the answer to that is no, unfortunately. There are some rides, such as the Laugh Floor. That's the one that comes to mind, but there are others too. They will be closed for treat trails. And you will find some of these rides, actually think that one of the rides closed was also The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Adventures Under the Sea and whatnot. So there's that one. Laugh Floor comes to mind. I actually even think that,
Carousel of Progress wasn't
yes,
open.
Carousel of Progress, Country Bears too. A lot of
Mhm.
these rides are actually shows that will not be open. Mickey's PhilharMagic too. It
Yeah.
was a lot of the screen shows, and they were not running for the treat trails because there would be a constant flow of foot traffic through there. But I will say that for some of them, such as Mickey's PhilharMagic specifically, when we passed through the theater to get our candy, it was actually playing The Wind in the Willows, which is the
Mhm.
story of Mr. Toad and his motor car mania, and also the legend of Sleepy Hollow. And I was
Oh,
so
nice.
sad that I didn't stay to watch, but
Yeah.
we had candy to collect, and I
That's
knew that
right.
I would be able to see it on Disney Plus, so I'm
Priorities.
okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Priorities.
But the fact that they were showing it in the treat trails in Mickey's PhilharMagic, that was so cool.
That is cool. That's cool. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that. Yeah, that's
hmm
awesome.
And
All
then there
right.
are other treat trails that will happen alongside the rides. Like Tron had a treat trail, but it went through a different section of the queue that wasn't accessible. So everything worked out. We got to ride Tron, and then we immediately went to get candy after.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
hmm
Okay. Brenda, next question is yours.
Okay, and this is also from Cindy. What are the holiday events at Disney's Animal Kingdom this Christmas season? So let's take a look.
Okay.
The highlights include Merry Menagerie, see Discovery Island come to life with artisan sculpted puppets of Arctic animals like penguins, reindeer, foxes, and polar bears.
Oh,
Tree of
wow.
Life
Ooh.
Awakenings Holiday Edition. Watch in awe as the park's magnificent icon shimmers and sparkles each evening, accompanied by a heartwarming musical score. Experience begins at dusk and is subject to change. Meet favorite Disney pals at Adventurers Outpost. Pose for a photo with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, all decked out in their holiday attire. And of course, the seasonal decor. Discover festive trimmings and touches all around the park. So that's the special holiday stuff they're offering at Animal Kingdom Park. Thank you, Cindy, for that question.
That's a great question because I don't know
That
that,
is.
you know,
We
I don't
never go to Animal Kingdom for the Christmas things.
know. And maybe we should.
We should.
Maybe you should.
We should.
All right. We have one more question from Cindy, and this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek one, but she wants to know who is this backstage manager and silent partner that Sophie and I keep referring to? And that would be my wife,
You!
Cindy's mom, or Sophie's mom, Cindy, the person who asked the question.
Yeah!
I had the best answer to this question.
Okay, go for it.
I think I had the best answer. Cindy will have to be the judge, of course, that she's the backstage manager. But when she said, "Who is the backstage manager?" I said, "The association sang it best. Everyone knows it's Cindy."
I really liked my parody of We Don't Talk About Bruno.
We
That's a
don't
good one,
We
too.
don't talk about
about
Cindy.
Cindy.
No,
Oh, no,
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 no.
no.
We don't talk about Cindy.
And why does she not want to be acknowledged? Because Cindy is extremely shy.
Yes, she is, and we love her for that.
Mm,
We love her for everything.
But she
yeah.
really shouldn't be so shy because she's also amazing.
I'm surprised she even wrote in the question. I was amazed. I was totally amazed when I read the question.
I don't
I
think
think
she
she
expected us
secretly
to
likes this.
read this question. So I might be in hot water. If I'm not on this show next week, people, just carry on without me, okay?
It's okay. I'll pick up where you left off, Daddy. But odds are, if you're in hot water, I'm in equally hot water because I'm about to really, really tick her off by saying I think she secretly likes this.
I think she does too. I think she does too.
Oh, we're just out in all the dirty laundry on this show, folks.
I'm
All
sitting here,
right.
my mouth closed.
Yep. Good idea, Brenda. Brenda's like, my Texas fam isn't going to get in trouble.
Oh, sure. The Texas fam that is states away and out of reach.
That's right.
Okay. Sophie, next question.
What's for lunch, guys? I'm starving.
Well, what did you have for lunch?
I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on sourdough. And by the way, this is Lori asking this question. Hi, Lori. So yeah, peanut butter and jelly on sourdough, along with a little slice of the tres leches cake I picked up from the store last night.
Yum.
Yeah.
I had half of a honey bacon club sandwich with Cindy
The
when
silent
we went
partner.
to lunch. When we went to lunch.
Nice.
What did you have, Aunt Brenda?
I haven't had lunch yet. I just had what would be my breakfast about 15 minutes before the call. So I'm way behind today.
Well, what
I
did you
haven't had
have for
lunch yet.
breakfast?
I had my Quest bar. I have these Quest protein bars that are like chocolate brownie.
Oh.
Okay.
They have a lot of protein in them, and that's what I eat usually mid-morning every day, but I just ran late today.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Another question from Lori. Brenda, you want to take it?
Lori asked, where is the best quail eggs? And of course, the best quail eggs are at the chef's table at Victoria and Albert.
There you go. I don't
Yum.
eat quail eggs.
I don't either.
Nor do
The
I.
only thing I could have done is Googled it to find out where quail eggs could be found, and that was the answer I had seen also.
I would like to know if Lori has had the quail eggs at Victoria and Albert, so let us know.
Yeah, and Lori, what do you think of them?
Yep.
So,
Ooh, I want to answer this next question.
Oh, cool.
we'll both answer it, but I'll start, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, what is the closest ride in Epcot? And this is one more question from Lori. And I guess the closest ride all depends on which side of Epcot you're coming in. If you're coming in from the front door, then it's Spaceship Earth. It would be my guess for the closest ride. If you're coming in through the International Gateway, Sophie, what would be the closest ride that way?
Remy's Ratatouille, and I spent a whole 5 minutes thinking about this question, so you know I'm right.
I know
But
you're
yeah,
right.
when you think about it,
That was what I was thinking too.
yeah, coming into the gates, you have either the choice to go to the UK or to go to France. And the UK does not have a ride, but France does. And that would be Remy's, because it's literally on the side closest
Yeah.
to the UK. So, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Now, maybe, well, she said in Epcot, so Skyliner would not be the answer to this question because
Nor
it's not
would
in
the-
Epcot.
Nor would the friendship boats to the boardwalk and
Or
the yacht club.
what about the monorail? The monorail goes into Epcot.
That's true, but it's not before you scan your magic band to get into the
True.
park.
True. So, Brenda, did we get the answer right?
I read what is the closest ride in Epcot, and I said closest to what? So I didn't answer. I closest to what? It depends on what you want to be close
That's
to.
a good point. That's a good point. If you are in Norway, just finishing your breakfast at Akershus, closest ride is Frozen.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you so yeah, I guess that is a good point there, Brenda. But I took it to closest ride to the entrance.
I'm sure
So,
most people probably did. And I'm not trying to be a smart aleck or anything. I just close.
yeah, you are.
It depends on what you want to be close to
That's true. So
or where you are when you ask.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So good point, Brenda. All right. Next question. Sophie, take the one from Cindy.
All right. Of course, you land me with the hard question that none of us have an exact answer to. But Cindy asks, when is the animation studio coming back to Hollywood Studios? What a way to play with my heartstrings there. If
Yeah.
it were up to me, it would be coming back yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the answer. Is if it were our choice, it would already be there and it wouldn't have never left.
That's right.
So
All of
unfortunately
us
though, we have no information that it will ever come back to Hollywood Studios.
No.
Which is really a
unfortunately.
shame.
Yeah. But at least you can do the Animation Academy at Animal Kingdom at
Yeah.
Rafiki's Planet Watch. So at least we have that option.
Yeah. And at
So-
least they did continue to make a use of that pavilion, Rafiki's Animal Planet, because, like, when you think about it, it was falling into disuse, and that's just sad because that's where the animal hospital is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it does get a lot of use now, I think.
It
So,
does. It does.
All right.
All right, Mike, answer the next one.
What's the next ride in the works? Stephanie wants to know this. This is my niece Stephanie who asked this question.
Ooh, I
And-
have an answer.
You have an answer? I'm not sure if I have an answer other than to say Journey into Water by Moana, or Moana's Journey into Water, but that's not really a ride, is it?
Well,
It's an attraction.
it actually is. They are going, from what I understand, now that Moana's Journey into Water, the walkthrough part is nearing completion. Actually, it is finished and it was open for at least early access, and I think it's open to the public now.
Not
From what-
yet. It's still only
Mm,
they're doing annual preview, annual
Right.
pass holder,
The soft opening.
soft opening. So it's
I
not
see.
officially open,
Well,
but people are experiencing it. Yes.
Well, this is potentially Cheese Whiz. I'm not quite sure if this is real cheese or not. I heard that they are going to be redoing the Seas Pavilion with Nemo and Friends to be an actual ride to complement this new Moana attraction.
Oh.
That's weird.
That's
It's
what
not
I
even
heard.
by it. I mean, it's not like right next to it or anything.
It's not
But,
right
you
next
never
to
know.
it, but it is fairly close to it because
Yeah.
it's close to the land and the land is close to the seas. It's right there.
Yeah.
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 Not
So-
attached to it. Yeah. You never know.
So
But if you're
Stephanie,
looking for a real answer,
we may not
sorry.
have a real answer.
but I
But
do.
Oh, you do? Okay, go ahead.
Tiano's Bio Adventure, Daddy. How did you forget about that?
I have no idea. I think because it's not open yet, and I had
It's not even near open yet. That's why.
No, but we
Yeah.
saw the construction work for it. They even
Yeah.
got the water tower.
Yeah. So good job, Sophie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that would be the next one, Stephanie. Is that what you have in your list, Stephanie? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Sorry to take over that question, Daddy.
No, it was supposed to be your question. Okay, so this one would be for Brenda.
Okay, Kim. This is from Kim. Thank you, Kim, for sending in your question. Is there really an underground world in Disney World? Well, I'm hoping that the underground world you're talking about is the actual property world and not the rumored human trafficking world. So I'm going to go with the regular underground, which is the Utilidors world. And I'll tell you what I learned on my Keys to the Kingdom tour when I took the Keys to the Kingdom tour. There is not an underground world, but there is a Utilidor where all the operations happen. However, that is actually the first level. It is not underground. That is level 1, and the park was built on level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was done that way deliberately because
Right.
the property was a lot of swamp property and they had to fill it in and everything like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Good
kind of
answer.
it seems like it's underground since it's under the level 2, but yeah,
Good job, Brenda.
there's a lot that goes on down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I want in.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
All right. Who's taking the next question? Sophie, you or I? And I think we all will have an answer.
We will all have an answer, but I've been hogging the questions recently, so with a
I'll-
heavy heart, I will give it to you.
Okay, I'll read the question. It's another question from Kim, and she said, if you only had one day, which park would you choose and why? And I am going to give the Magic Kingdom is my answer, which might be all of our answers. I don't know. Why is because it's the original from 1971, and it has the most rides, and it has the most experiences that draw on my heartstrings. And so that's why. If I had to choose a second park, I'm not going to, because then I might take Sophie's answer. So,
Well, you know what? It's okay because I am not worried about us taking each other's answers. Aunt Brenda, you go next.
I said the Magic Kingdom because it fills my soul with joy and happiness.
there you go.
Aww.
Pretty much
Well,
like
dang.
Mike's answer.
Well, dang, now I'm being the oddball out because I believe that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I have not been to Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom in over 2 trips now, and I'm a little bit upset.
It's
Uh-oh.
been since last year.
So, if I had to choose between one or the other, because I really am missing them right now, I would choose Hollywood Studios because it has that 1950s glamour type vibe to it, and I am a 1950s girly at heart. I really, really like the 50s.
There you go.
Good job.
I thought you were going to say Epcot, and that's why I didn't say Epcot for the second park for me.
Well, go
But-
right ahead.
So, well, I just did. All right. Well, those are great answers by all of us, if I say so, if I could say so. Brenda, this is your question.
Oh, this is from Kim too. Does Mickey come to the parks every day?
Yeah.
They
Does he?
they are Mickey's parks.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm
So,
pretty
yes.
sure
Does
he
he ever
does.
leave is the question. Does he ever leave? I don't think so. I think he lives. That's his park. That's his
Yeah.
home.
I think
Yeah.
he uses Walt's apartment in the fire station.
Walt's
think he's
apartment in the
always
fire
there.
station is at Disneyland. Walt's apartment at Magic Kingdom is above
Town
the
Hall.
castle, I thought.
Now that's the
No, I think
very
he stays at Town Hall
exclusive castle
all the
room.
time.
Walt's
Okay.
apartment in Disney World is at Town Hall, yeah. But yeah, he's in every parade, it feels like. You can meet him there.
Every day.
And you know what? That's Disney magic for you because he's in at least 4 places at once.
Yeah.
He is magic.
Yeah. All right. Next question I'm going to take. And Stephanie asks, would Walt be proud of all that's been done? And that's kind of a loaded question. You could take it however you like, but I'm going to focus on the parks. Okay. And I think, by and large, I think Walt would be proud of his parks.
I
I
think
think
so
he
too.
would be proud that the Magic Kingdom is what it is, and that the magic is there, and that the concept of going underneath the train tracks and entering into a production with your cast members and everything, I think he would be proud of all that. And and I think he would like, even though it wasn't exactly what he wanted with Epcot, I think the way that Epcot was developed, I think would be something that he would be into. And I also think that he would really like One Man's Dream over at Hollywood Studios. And I think the whole Animal Kingdom and having a savannah that's bigger than the Magic Kingdom is.
He would
I
love
think-
And the
that.
conservation and
that's-
the care for
Yeah,
the
and
animals.
I think all that would just speak exactly to what Walt was trying to do.
Yeah, we all know that the Magic Kingdom was really a love letter to Walt from his brother. The Magic Kingdom is definitely something he would be proud of, but I think the other 4 parks, he would love them too. I do. Now, as for the movies, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Okay, this one's for me.
Yes, it is.
This one's for me. And Lori, I love you, I do, but I'm beginning to think that this question of yours was a trick, and I don't appreciate it. Because Lori said, Fit to Run has 3 things to eat. Name 3. And for those of you who don't know what Fit to Run is, because I didn't to start, it is a store in Disney Springs that caters to athletic wear and running shoes. I think this was her way of tricking Daddy and me to get into a store like that. I genuinely think this was her trying to tell us to exercise more.
No
No,
way.
I think she was
No.
asking it as a trivia question.
I think so too.
Well, either way, I have pictures of their food stock right here,
Can I
and it
talk
is,
while you talk also?
yes, go right ahead.
I want to tell Lori that this question garnered so much interest that Sophie and Sheila and Jagan and Randy and Cindy all went to Disney Springs to find this store and to see
Cute.
what was in there and took pictures and sent them to me to say, hey, this is what's in the store, just so we could have an actual answer. Because I Googled it and I didn't see anything that said anything about what things to
And
eat they would have.
exactly. And keep in mind, this was on a Saturday night. Disney Springs was completely packed. And
This
not
is
only
true.
that, Fit to Run was originally in this one place, and Aunt Sheila was like, I know where that is. Follow me. I'll take you there. She took us to the place where it was before, and she's like, it's supposed to be right here. And I'm like, let's check the map. So we checked the map. She had taken us in the completely wrong direction.
It was
It
the
happens
old
out there.
location. It was the old
Yeah.
location. They ended up eating. They got their Wheaties in that day.
hmm
So
But
Sophie,
anyway, to
yeah,
answer the question, it was a little rectangular rack up against the wall. So there were 3 sides to it, and I took 3 pictures, and I'm going to name something from each one. On side 1, we have Barcliff granola bars of varying flavors. On side 2, we have Honey Stinger Energy Chews of varying flavors. And on side 3, we have Exact Chocolate Wafer Bars of varying flavors. So there is your answer. I was severely disappointed. I thought it was going to be like an energy shake bar or something. You got my hopes up.
yeah. All right. Next question. Lori had a lot of questions.
She did, and we love her, but that last question was uncalled for.
The next question I'll take, and it said, "Where can you get a vegan cheeseburger?" And I'm going to tell you, Lori, there's actually a lot of places where you can start to get vegan cheeseburgers. And I looked though, and the one that seemed to stand out the most was the deluxe burger located also at Disney Springs. And I've eaten a regular cheeseburger at Deluxe Burger, and it's really really good. I have not tried the vegan cheeseburger, but have you? Let me know. I don't know if you've had it or not, but I'd be curious to see what you think of it. As for me, I like the regular cheeseburgers a lot, and I think they would probably do a pretty good vegan one as well. So,
All
uh,
right, then. That's a good one.
all right.
All right. Aunt Brenda, is it your turn, or do you want me to take this one because I had to Google the answer?
I will probably take this one because I think you should take the next one. And this one is from Lori also. How many people fit on the rafts legally? And I'm assuming she's talking about Cali River Rapids rafts, and they will seat 12.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the Tom Sawyer rafts.
I don't know
Wow.
what she's talking about. I did it to be Cali River, so maybe. Do you know
Mhm.
the answer on the as far as the Tom? Seemed like on Tom Sawyer raft it would depend on the weight and size of people more than.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would. But I found that the answer, according to Mouse Planet, for Tom Sawyer rafts to and from the island is approximately 70 people.
Wow.
They fit a lot.
Because you're
Well,
just standing.
no matter which way she meant it, she got an answer.
She got
There you
two.
go.
Thank you, Lori.
All right. Sophie, you take the next question.
Where can you find graves and or headstones at Walt Disney World? The answer is easy, and I think she's pandering to make up for that Fit to Run question for me. The Haunted Mansion, my beloved final resting place.
Yeah.
Just wait, there's going to be a gravestone somewhere in there, and it's going to have something that rhymes with Sophie. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but...
Trophy.
Sounds like a topic
Ooh,
idea.
trophy.
Trophy.
Sounds like
Here
a
lies
topic
sweet
idea.
Sophie, her head was pretty enough to be a trophy.
That's right.
There you go.
Hmm.
Or what we do is we each come up with a headstone epitaph for the Haunted
that'd be
Mansion
fun.
for each of
Ooh.
us.
That would be fun.
Stop, I'm going to draw that if you're not careful.
That would
We'll-
be so much fun.
We'll put that on our things to do later down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Okay. Lori also wants to know, she has 2 questions left. And I'll take this next one. And she wants to know, what are the best mocktails?
Ooh.
And a mocktail, of course, is a cocktail without alcohol. Am I correct on that?
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say that I have no idea because I don't drink mocktails. I don't drink cocktails very often. So I'm going to talk about the cocktail that Sophie had at Ohana, which was what was it called? It was with the lava.
That was the
pina
colada. Yes,
Yes.
it was.
And that was a cocktail.
Yep. With raspberry in it. It was a regular pina colada with rum and a little bit of raspberry jam inside or something.
And it was good. I tried a taste of it. Sophie got it. It was her second alcoholic drink when she turned 21, but it was the one she liked best of the 2 that she had.
I bought her that drink.
Yes.
Good.
I
Thank
wonder
you.
if they left the rum out. If it would be a mocktail, though, I know some drinks they can
Absolutely.
leave the alcohol out. Some they can't. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. I've
But
had
I'm
a
going to
couple
presume
of
they could.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you know what? My answer to that is the pina colada mocktail.
The
At
Virgin
Ohana.
Pina Colada.
Yep. Me, I actually know quite a bit about mocktails because leading up to my 21st birthday, I was like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I want to prepare myself by trying all these drinks, even though they don't have alcohol in them, and that will probably change the taste drastically. And I was right.
Yes, you were.
I was
Yeah.
very right. But my favorite one, and this is the one that just comes to mind, it was actually from the Hollywood Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios. And it was called the Sunset Boulevard. And it consisted of pineapple juice, pink lemonade, and a little bit of the grenadine syrup that's not alcoholic, obviously, for those of you who are wondering. And when I got it, I thought it was going to turn out this very pretty orange color. It actually came to me and it was sky blue. And it was but it was very nice. It was very, very yummy. And that's the one that comes to mind off the top of my head.
Yeah, I forgot when you ordered that. I didn't try
Yeah.
it, so I don't know if it was
Yeah.
good, but if
I
you liked
found-
it, that's what mattered because it was your drink.
And
So.
I found a picture of one of my drinks from Oga's Cantina, but I can't for the life of me remember its name. But it had these popping pearls in it, and it wasn't alcoholic. I didn't drink that day. It had these popping pearls in it, and they were just so juicy. It honestly felt like I was drinking a drink that had Gushers fruit snacks in it. It was yummy.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, that's a good analogy, the Gushers fruit snacks. I remember that drink because
Mhm.
I remember having some of it or having my own of it. And to
Actually-
me, it was like little grapes.
Yeah. I
But
think it was called the Carbon Freeze or something. Or that might have
'Cause-
been yours.
I don't remember. But we both got different things and tried them both when we were at Oga's Cantina that time.
Along with Oga's obsession, which was
That
That's
Brenda
delicious.
my
told us about.
favorite.
Oh my gosh, that was
So
so
Oh.
good. That was so good, and it was so good that the people at our table were like, "What is that?" And we were telling them about it, and they liked it so much they ordered their own. So
Mm-hmm.
Disney, you're welcome.
Yep.
Mhm.
We're over here drumming up service for you. Drumming
Yep,
up business.
that was a sale.
Right.
That was a
Line in your
sale. Send
pockets.
it our way. Give us credit.
Yep.
Yep.
But anyway, that's a good question. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
Brenda, you take the next question.
Okay, this one is also from Lori. It says, "Where would you live at Walt Disney World if you could?" Well, Cinderella Castle, of course.
You would have that room all to yourself, you
Oh,
and
for
Butch,
sure. Oh,
and be like,
yes.
contest? No one wins that contest.
Oh,
It's my
I'd
room.
love it.
Huh?
I would love it.
Oh gosh.
All
You
right,
know what?
Sophie, where would you live?
I'm gonna be honest. So there are two ways that I could take this question. The one, obviously, is where in the parks. And of course, I would say Haunted Mansion. But
Okay,
there's just one issue with that. Haunted Mansion is a popular ride. And so there would be constantly foolish mortals coming in and out of my house.
Yep.
that's true.
So
That's
maybe that's
true.
not the best thing for me.
Yeah,
And plus, I don't quite like sharing my attic space with an axe wielding murderess. So
What's wrong
instead,
with you?
I
listen, I
know.
love Constance. I do, but I worry that she might think I'm trying to steal her men.
Now that could happen.
Exactly. So instead, I'm just gonna choose myself one of the rooms in Pop Century, actually. I quite like Pop Century a lot.
I'd get sick of Pop Century.
Oh, suit yourself. And if not Pop Century, I guess I would take one of the cabins at Fort Wilderness. In the winter, maybe, when there are no mosquitoes.
No, you know what I would choose if I was choosing a resort?
What would you
Hmm.
choose?
I would choose a either a yeah, I would choose a theme park view room of either the Contemporary or Bay Lake Tower. You know,
Ooh.
like maybe Bay Lake Tower 3-bedroom grand villa with a theme park view
Yeah.
where I can sit on the balcony and just look at the park all night
Eat
long.
juju beads.
Yeah, eat Sophie's candy corn while she eats my black licorice jelly beans.
That's right.
Daddy, you know what?
But
Over.
that's what I would do if I was living on at a resort. But for me, I'm gonna be living at Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, and it'd be really cool because I wouldn't care if people are coming through my house because they don't have access to my bedroom. You know,
Well, yeah.
so I'd be okay because I'd be out, walking around the parks, and then after the fireworks, I'd go up to my bedroom and say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that's Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
Yeah.
Um,
I still think that Pop Century would be a good one to stay at, though, because you know me, I do like to cook, but it's not something I do every night.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, that was a great question.
It was. Lori's the MVP. She came up with the most questions, I think.
Yeah. So we have 2 questions left. Sophie, you take Chandler's first question. I
Okay.
will take the second question, and Brenda will help me as well, and we'll all help each other on these. But you
Yeah.
read it. Go ahead, Sophie.
Well, Chandler writes she has 2 questions, and she's the last of our
He.
two. Sorry, I was thinking Chandler as in one of Jagan's friends. Um, Chandler writes, what is your favorite Walt Disney World restroom? And that is such a hard question to ask because I love so many of their restrooms. They're so nice and clean. And you know what? I have to say that my favorite restroom is actually going to be the one next to the tent where the Food and Wine Festival is. It's not accessible year round, but when it is huge. It's huge.
So-
There will never, ever, ever be a line for that restroom. I guarantee you. It's out of the way, so people don't know it's there except for signs pointing them to it.
I
And
th- I think that one is only there this time because they're working on the ones at the UK.
I think it's there all the time. It's just that it's not always accessible, and they are working at the ones in the UK. But this one, it's so big, Daddy. It is
Okay.
so big, and it definitely doesn't look like something that's only temporary.
Okay. All right. Brenda, do you have an answer?
Well, kind of. My favorite restroom area is definitely Tangled,
Well, yeah.
but my favorite restroom is the one in Toy Story Land that is the cutest thing I've ever seen. It is so cute. It has crayons and it is just so colorful and bright, and it's so cute.
You know
Good.
what? Fair enough.
Good. You know, I have two answers. The first answer is that my favorite bathroom is the one that's closest to where I am when I need to go to the bathroom. But that's not my full answer. The second answer is that I like a bathroom. And of course, I'm a guy. Guys don't have to deal with the lines as much as the girls do, unfortunately. It's just a fact of life, and
That's true.
it is what it is. But for me, one of the quietest bathrooms, as far as use goes, in my opinion, is the one next to the Cheshire Cat. You know,
That's
it's kind of
true.
back up a little bit, and it seems like it's never very, very busy.
You have to
So,
know about that one.
That's
to me,
true.
that's an out of the way bathroom.
That's true.
But I
That's
like
very
the
true.
Tangled bathroom area from the area, you
Yes.
know, and seeing it all. And another option is also the bathroom over just after Carousel Progress, back behind Club
Yes.
626.
That's
And
a
that,
good one
that
too.
used to be a smoking area, but it's not anymore.
Thank
So
God.
Which is good.
yeah, so it's just a great bathroom now, and that's just a nice area as well. So, but I like the one next to Cheshire Cat.
Yeah. And you know what, Daddy? The more I think about it, the more I realize I also like the bathroom in the Liberty Tree Tavern. Just because of the way it's positioned. Liberty Square, as we know, is infamous for not having any bathrooms because it's being historically accurate.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that you can access from Liberty Square is in the Liberty Tree Tavern, and what it will do is it will take you up the stairs to the second floor where there's no dining area, and then it will take you down this super long hallway that doesn't feel like it should be there. But at the end of that hallway is the men's and the ladies' rooms. And the reason why it's like that is because when you go down that hallway, you will actually be right above one of the shops in Main Street. So you're no longer in Liberty Square when you're using that bathroom.
There you
But
go.
it's small.
It
There you
is
go.
quite
It's
small.
way too small.
I know. But at the same time, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
once you know why it's like that, it's very funny.
Yeah. All right. Last question of the feature topic. And this is also from Chandler. And he wrote, when you wake up in the morning, what is the first Disney related thing you think of? And I actually have a multi part answer to this question because as a travel agent, if I'm waking up really early,
Yep,
it's
that's my
generally
answer.
because I'm doing dining for my client.
That's right. Time
And
to make the dining reservations.
so
Time
I'm
to make
thinking
the
about the reservations that we need to make and what order they need to be made in.
Yep.
So that's part one. Part two is usually, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but we usually record in the morning on the Wednesday before we air the episode. And
Hmm.
that's not always a given because of work schedules, but that's what we try to stick to. And so if it's a podcast recording day, then I'm thinking about making sure that the show notes are ready, the cheddar has been collected, that I've got my who's who character to try and stump the Soph with, those
You
sorts
never
of things.
were.
All those
You
important
know,
things.
but other than that, if it's just a regular day where we're getting up to go to work, I don't often think of Disney first thing because we wake up to our Christian radio station. That's what wakes us up. So,
Now that depends, Daddy. Because I know for a fact that when I have an early shift in the mornings, like say 5 a.m.,
mhm.
I know that you tell me that you set your alarm to whistle while you work from Snow
Right.
White.
That's true. If I'm waking up really early to get Sophie out, to get Sophie up, or to take Sophie to work because she gets herself up,
Oh, yeah.
then it plays whistle while you work. And
Cute.
I will tell you, if I'm really tired and that alarm goes off, that is so blaring and it scares me awake.
I did the exact same thing with myself in middle school when I had this alarm clock that had a DVD player in it. Well, CD player, not DVD. And I would play my copy of Hamilton on that alarm clock. And I always had it set to History Has Its Eye on You. And every time I heard that opening chord on the piano, I was like, I despise this song. Why
Uh-oh.
do I listen to this song first thing in the morning?
So, so anyway, that's my answer. Brenda?
Mine is dining
Sophie?
reservations. I mean, time
Yeah.
to make the dining
Yeah.
reservations, like the time to make the donuts commercial that used to be on the TV all the time.
Yep.
Oftentimes, when I wake up in the morning, I'll grab my phone and my earbuds and play some song or whatever to get myself up. And oftentimes, what I'll find is I'm actually going to go to YouTube to find my songs, and I'll have a tab open from whatever song I was listening to the night before as I was going to bed. And recently, I've noticed a trend back to Elemental. There's this song from the movie called Steal the Show, and I quite like the sound of it. So that's the first thing when I think of in the morning
There you
is
go.
Disney songs.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good answer, everyone. Great questions, people.
Yay. We appreciate it too.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again down the road and we'll see how many of the same questions we get.
Never know.
We never know. But anyway, it is time for this day in Disney history for September 11th.
And I got something good.
Sophie has some good history. Okay, Sophie, take it away.
All right then, September 11th, 1934. The actor and comedian Ian Abercrombie is born in Essex, England. He voiced Chancellor Palpatine / Darth Sidious in the 2008 film The Clone Wars, the television continuation, and the two spin-off video games Star Wars The Clone Wars Republic Heroes and Star Wars The Clone Wars Lightsaber Duels.
Whoa.
Fans of Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place know him as Professor Crumbs. He is best known for playing Justin Pitt, Elaine Bean's boss, during the 6th season of Seinfeld. Abercrombie also appeared in an episode of ABC's Desperate Housewives.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, happy birthday.
That's right.
Happy birthday!
And for all of our listeners, of course, our hearts are with other people that have history on
Yeah.
September 11th, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
they always
Never
they
forget.
always will be. That's right.
Mhm.
You never forget. Sophie
Never forget.
was just a wee baby.
Yeah.
And I was home when it happened, and Cindy called, and I watched.
I know. I was at work and terrified that my kids were at school. I couldn't get to them, and our hearts will always remember. I mean,
Yeah. And on a brighter note, though, tomorrow, September 12th, is Meemaw's birthday, right,
yay!
Sophie?
Yep, my grandmother's birthday.
Happy
Do you
birthday!
want to sing birthday to her?
Do you think she would like that?
Sing it, honey. Well, she'll
All
like it
right.
because you're thinking of her.
All right then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mima. Happy birthday to you. And
Yay!
many more.
Yay!
Yes.
Happy birthday, Mima!
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mom. She's 81 tomorrow.
She doesn't look it. She looks like she's in her early 70s.
Yeah. All right. It is time for Stump the Soph,
Dun,
also
dun,
known as
dun.
the Disney Who's Who character. So, clue number 1 is that this character is a queen.
The evil queen?
No,
Okay.
these next clues will prove why it's not. Because this character is loyal and brave.
It's not Queen Eleanor. We've already talked about her.
Okay, you're right.
Is this Elsa?
No, that's a good guess, though. But it's not
Very.
Elsa.
Is it Anna?
No.
Okay.
Okay. This so this queen's husband dies.
This queen's husband dies. She's not the evil queen. She's loyal, brave.
And she looks after the welfare of the other subjects because the new king is not a good king.
Sarabi.
That's right,
From the Lion
Sarabi.
Very
King.
good. Yes, from the Lion King.
Yep, Sarabi.
Very good.
Was it that last bit that gave it to you, Sophie?
Listen.
Yeah. I felt like I was getting close to it, but that was the tipping point.
Yeah.
Did you
Very
know Aunt Brenda?
good. I knew when he said the last clue, the very last one,
Oh.
because I knew it was Scar. But I did not before that, no.
Okay.
All right.
Very
Okay.
good.
Good job, Sophie. Good job, Brenda. Good
Second
job,
fiddle
Mike.
over here.
Hey, thanks.
Oh boy. All right,
All
time
right,
for a little
Brenda.
bit of Walt.
A little bit of Walt. What
Okay.
you got?
I'm gonna say a little caveat about this because even though this is part of the Disney Institute's like philosophy that they teach every single new cast member, I am not positive that Walt actually said this in these very words or not.
Okay.
But I'm going to represent it as a Walt Disney quote because it came from the values that are Walt Disney values that they teach to every new employee.
Mm-hmm.
The first rule is we create happiness. But the second is right behind it. Everyone picks up trash.
Yeah. Whether it's your job or not.
That's right. Because he
'Cause
did.
it is everyone's
He was the
job.
best example. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if he said it exactly like that, but you're right. It is a
His
staple.
philosophy.
It is a staple of who Walt Disney was.
Right.
So, all right. Well, that, my friends, wraps us up for this week. Next week, we are taking just a little bit of a look. We're going to call it a planning trip. It's kind of like, like a, if you could, what would you do kind of thing. So we have unlimited budgets.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
We are planning a 3-night stay at Walt Disney World. Where will you stay? Where will you eat? And stuff like that. What
So
parks
it's a
will you go
dreamer's
to?
trip.
It's a dreamer trip. There you go. Exactly. We're going to use some reasoning here because I know that Brenda lives in Cinderella's castle, but for this exercise, she can't say I'm living in Cinderella's castle because she couldn't book Cinderella's castle.
That's right.
or I couldn't say it because I can't book it because it belongs to Brenda.
That's right.
But anyway, so we're just having a dreamers trip. We're planning a 3-night stay at Walt Disney World. Where do you go?
3
What do you
nights
eat?
isn't enough.
Okay.
That's the thing. We have unlimited budget, but we don't have unlimited time, which is
Exactly.
the whole thing.
And that's the way it works, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'm just glad to have unlimited budget. I mean,
yeah.
Oh gosh.
So that is our
unlimited
topic
budget.
next week. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, until then, we hope you all have a great week. I'm Mike. She's Sophie. That's Brenda. He's Grogu. And we will
See
you
you
on the road.
bye, everyone. Oh, man. No.
Bye, everyone.